did not know where the money was coming from and she never asked for these gifts. But CNN News 18 has also accessed the Enforcement Directorate's response on Jacqueline Fernandez's interim protection plea. The Enforcement Directorate had earlier in the day opposed the bail plea filed by Jacqueline and said that she never cooperated with the investigation. She only made disclosures when she was confronted with evidence. The Enforcement Directorate also alleged that Jacqueline tried to flee India but couldn't do so. Ananya now joining us with more details. Ananya, the note that we have accessed here at CNN News 18, quite strong and stringent against Jacqueline Fernandez, saying that she's a person with deep resources and who can exercise a considerable amount of influence. And then they have also turned around and said that she was not forthcoming in the investigation. She revealed details only when she was confronted with proof.
Well, definitely. In fact, a lot of has been said by the Enforcement Directorate in its response to Jacqueline Fernandez's bail application. But Anand, the most important point that the Enforcement Directorate has made at this point of time is that Jacqueline was evasive. Jacqueline has in fact tried to flee away
the
from
country.
the country, and only because LOC was issued against her, a lookout circular was issued against her. That's the reason why she could not flee. In fact, it has also been said that the claim that Jacqueline continuously makes that she is in fact accused, not an accused but a victim into this particular case because she was called by Sukesh Chandrasekhar. It is very, very clear from the ED affidavit that Jacqueline Fernandez and the other witnesses have told the Enforcement Directorate that Jacqueline knew about Sukesh's antecedents prior to meeting him. In fact, she knew Sukesh Chandrasekhar's criminal antecedents only after 10 days after meeting him. She was informed by Shail Multazir, her makeup artist, that who Sukesh Chandrasekhar was, what his criminal antecedents were. And remember that this is the primary ground why the Enforcement Directorate has actually made Jacqueline Fernandez an accused into this particular case. What more has been said into this particularly is that she is a Bollywood actress with high financial resources, and definitely she has the potential to influence the witnesses and the investigation into this particular case. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how things pan out when a regular bail application of Jacqueline Fernandez is heard. But the ED has made out some very, very strong statements before the court in its affidavit and clearly stating that Jacqueline Fernandez is somebody who can be a threat to the investigation because she might flee the country, and in fact also that she was trying to fled away from India.
Run away from India. But more importantly, they are not saying that she may flee or she may try and leave the country. What the ED's note says is that she tried to flee the country. That means there was an effort that was made and it was thwarted, and like you said, there was a lookout notice against her and that's why it was stopped or she did not flee. The other aspect is, time and again, Jacqueline's lawyers have tried to make the argument that gifts were offered or there are other people also who have received gifts. Why only indict Jacqueline? And there somewhere the response has been that the others refused the gifts. Actresses or people like Nora Fatehi the ED has gone on record saying that she actually refused these gifts and then stopped interacting with Sukesh when she realized what was going on. Here you are saying that the Enforcement Directorate says that within 10 days of even coming into contact or knowing Sukesh Chandrasekhar, she knew exactly what Sukesh was into and she knew exactly where the money was coming from. But however, Sukesh today now trying to say that Jacqueline was she only wanted Sukesh's love. She never asked for these gifts. It was he who gave it to her. The ED on the other hand saying that why did Jacqueline take these gifts if she knows? So are they trying to say that she knew that the money was ill-gotten and she shouldn't have accepted the gifts?
Well, Anand, what has been said by the Enforcement Directorate clearly in its affidavit is that after meeting Sukesh Chandrasekhar, almost 10 days after she met him, she knew about the criminal antecedents of Sukesh Chandrasekhar, but she continued, in fact, to take those gifts. And remember what the ED had also said in its charge sheet was that in the lure of money, Jacqueline actually forgot who Sukesh Chandrasekhar actually was, and that's the reason why she has been made an accused into this particular case. She also tried to flee away from the country is another charge that has been leveled by the Enforcement Directorate against Jacqueline Fernandez in seeking and opposing the bail application.
Right.
In fact, it also goes on to say that she is an important part of this investigation and may be required further into this particular program. That's the reason why a bail should not be granted or any kind of protection shall not be granted to Jacqueline Fernandez into this particular case.
Right. So this is what the ED note says. Point number number 6 and 7 very critical, that the applicant during the course of investigation made an abortive bid to flee away from India, but there being LOC against her, but on force, she was not allowed to board by the immigration authority. So she was at the airport wanting to flee the country, but she was not allowed to do so. Then point number 7 says that the accused Jacqueline Fernandez kept on improving her statements, and even till date she continues to deny all the proceeds of the crime. She also admitted to deleting crucial evidence on her phone, and further had told others to delete the evidence, which amounts to tampering of evidence or trying to clear the trail that would lead to her. That's what the Enforcement Directorate note that's been accessed here at CNN News 18 points to. So Asha, inputs coming through from Ashish Merishi and Ananya Bhatnagar. Thank you for your